Alright, it's cool. This should be cool. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, not fuck it, but I think it's good.
A lot of people throw that pillow?
No, yeah, everyone. No one ever sits down on it. I always see if someone's gonna do it or not. And then they do it.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, wow, no one's doing it.
Yeah, like, it's clear, right? I'm getting old, bro.
No, I know, me too. That's why I'm like, fuck, I didn't know it was blurry when we filmed, bro.
Hell yeah.
It was like literally like the whole podcast.
It gets difficult.
I'm so mad. But then I get mad, but then I see what happened. I'm like, oh, I can't really get mad, bro. We had a fucking stool thing right here. We had fucking too many people. We was like... But that's me. I should have more cameras and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Go ahead, let's do it.
It's Harmon Warhol bringing you another episode of the Harmon Warhol Show. And not only do I have a special guest, but I feel I have a special friend here today. Is the host with the most of the Smokers Lounge Studio podcast in Stockton, California, Los, baby.
What an introduction, man.
Was it good? Was it good?
Dope. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Good.
How you doing?
Appreciate you having me here,
bro. I appreciate you coming early, on time. I got a heart out today.
You busy today, bro.
I stay busy to a degree, to an extent, but bro, you definitely you were busy Sunday because something happened, popped up, but because you got kids, bro. Yeah. That's what So when anyone tells me I'm busy, I'm like, if you got kids, right. You're busy. I'm busy. You're busy. I think I'm just fucking off and whatever, having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just try to do too much of it, or it's all conflicting schedules or whatever.
Yep,
but
I was supposed to be here last weekend.
Yeah. But I think when people like have kids, I mean, I'm just like, how do you doing? That's why I asked you. You have kids doing all this stuff, and how you do all these podcasts all the time, bro?
Well, shit, bro. It's crazy, man. Like it's called sacrifice.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's what we're talking about today.
You know?
Okay.
But what's the trip though, bro? Is like, yeah, though, like even though the podcast is close to home, it's like fuck. It's like you're not even home. You're back there all the time. Working, shit, dude, but it works though. I mean, shit.
Especially with the system that you have now, recording live, getting those files. Like, it's just so funny, like working with you, and like, because people don't understand, like, okay, not only if there's editing or if there's files, even like you're not editing when you're doing it live. There's still certain things that you have to do with, like I see you're inserting logos. You know what I mean? I see your intro and thing. You're spending time in the process of doing that. And people are like, oh, what? It takes hours, and even like not even that on just working on things. And I guess that's why people find like certain ways to work at with like certain templates, because it takes so long to do it, because you want to save that time for rendering and exporting, because when that computer is doing that, you can't do anything else on that computer.
Anything.
Yeah, bro. And if you have, you'll go back to the file like, oh, it's been an hour while I've been on YouTube watching shit.
Right.
And you're like, it didn't move, and you're like, oh, I can't watch YouTube. Like I can't even watch YouTube. When I fucking, I'm like, fuck. Crazy. So
it's a pain, bro. It could be a fucking pain in the ass, man.
Yeah, that's
But it's been a big process, man, from the time that we got started and to where we're at now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like in that little short time, there's been a big growth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? As far as production and audience and all that shit, man. So we're pretty blessed to have that.
Well, let me go ahead and ask a starter question, basically. So, what made you want to do the podcast? Like, what made you want to start doing that?
Shit. Well, cause I was like, yo, I'm gonna be honest here. It's like I'm sure there's a way. I wanted to get paid to smoke weed, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, there's got to be a way that I can smoke weed, start a business, and like ride my weed off because it's legal now.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to be able to start a business that incorporates fucking weed and be smoking it, so I can write it off. Podcasting was the way to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
I mean, but at the time, podcasting was still new.
So that's exactly why your the Smokers podcast is one of the reasons why it's like extremely focused on like smoking out, like in it, because it's just like, bro, like this is the business, is the weed, you know what I mean? But the thing is, bro, I was talking to I can't remember who I was talking to about it with you, and I'm like, bro, like, everybody who goes through there, I know they always like, bro, we got lit. Like, go, I don't know what we talked about or what happened. I know we got high as fuck.
It was like a fucking.
And I think as far as that, whether you're calling it the Smokers Lounge, that's what you're just calling it,
right?
And like, you know, but when you're smoking like that and everything,
we live up to our reputation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's part of the business now. If you live up to your, like, you know what I mean? Because people are like, is it a hot box? You know, like they got that show with Cypress Hill. You know what I mean? Would Be Legit. And so I'm just like, okay. And then like that, I would believe you, even if I think in a court of law like it or whatever. I'm like, bro, he's smoking. Like, it makes it part of the business if you go over there.
No,
like,
for sure. And they're gonna get
and it creates an ambiance. Even if they're not smoking, like other people are gonna be like, you're gonna feel it. Even like how it is, how you decorate it with, you know what I mean? There's all this smoking memorabilia and things like that. Crazy, you know what I mean? It's like a smoke shack. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
it's a real shack.
Yeah.
If you look at it from the outside, you would think it was a fucking tool shop.
You would think nothing. Yeah, that's what I like about it too. That's crazy. It's almost like one of those refrigerators, and you open the refrigerator, and it's another door and shit.
And it's a party inside.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, it's lit in the fridge. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you were born in Stockton?
Born and raised out.
Born and raised in Stockton?
Hell yeah.
That's what's up. And you always been out, out east?
No, I was born and raised on the south side.
Okay.
Out there on 6th and American Street.
Okay.
Fucking went to school at Edison High School. And
okay, for sure.
Yep. And a lot of cats that I went to school with, like if you're born on the south side, all your fucking people that you fuck with, you guys go to the same school from elementary all the way to fucking high school.
Yeah. Whether you want to or not.
You guys are stuck with each other.
Yeah, for real.
And I still fuck with the same people I fucked with when I was a kid and shit, man.
That's for real? That's what's up.
It's pretty dope.
That's actually way more rare, and I never realized until like some people, but I don't have those people that I mean, we actually knew about each other in elementary, but we really didn't fucking kick it till high school. Actually, the people I fuck with now with Zach and Dialect, but it's just like funny how like now that we hang out, now it's 10 years for me at least, 11 years out of high school, where it's just like it's funny because people are like, you still hang out with them so and so, and I'm like, yeah, it's my nigga.
Yeah,
like
bro.
Bro.
Shit, day one's right there.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Now look at you guys, you and Dialect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Y'all doing some major things. That last thing you guys just did. A black bandana. Yeah. That shit was dope, man.
Man, honestly, with some of the shit we're doing, I'm like, man, we should have done this like fucking 10 years ago.
Imagine, you guys are ahead of the game.
Yeah, we would have been crazy. But that's what people were doing. I don't know. We just weren't doing it like that. I think of a lot of times, too, when people like look at it, I started so late. As far as in music, when you look at it as for kids and stuff, like... A lot of those guys like remember like being like 8 trying to be a rap. I'm like, nigga, since I was 8, I wanted to rap, and I was like, nigga, I wasn't even 18.
I was one of them kids.
What you were? Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think me and my brother Raymond and stuff, rest in peace. But we used to battle rap all the time against each other whenever we had. Visits to see each other. Like we would he'd come over for a weekend and fucking he would have new raps and shit, bro, and and then fucking I'd go over to his house and I'd have new raps, bro. It was fucking at 8 and 9 years old. Yeah. We was breakdancing and shit.
Oh shit.
We was breakdancers and shit, bro, But that was back in we're old.
Yeah.
That what 9-year difference, me and you?
Yeah,
big difference.
You got to actually see the whole Tupac and Biggie and shit. That's when I just started getting memories. Really, was like around that time was with Tupac. That's why it's so vivid in my brain because some of my first memories are Tupac.
I grew up listening to Tupac. Greatest Hits was one of my favorite albums from Tupac.
Yeah. I'm born in 1990. Think about it.
That's crazy.
And you were born in 1981.
82.
82. Yeah.
I was born in
so think about when you're starting to get memories and stuff like 8, 7. It's not even memory when you're about 7 and 8, now you're actually able to start thinking and actually being plugging yourself into as a person with a perspective, even though it ain't shit. But this is you now. Like
this is what you fucking develop.
You're starting to develop thoughts. Me at that time, you know what I'm saying. So like that's about. But now when you're about 1996.
Yeah.
You're what? How old are you? 14?
Yep. So, 14.
So, think about 14. I remember 14.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm listening to crazy shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so, you know what I mean? So, you're living it and hearing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, that's
shit.
a different already lifestyle and ways and everything.
A trip, man. Especially growing up on the south side of Stockton.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't live out there no more. I love my city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From the south to the north, French Camp, all this 209, all the 209, man, Modesto and all that shit. But when you go out to the south side, bro, it's like a time zone, bro. Like you could drive down Charter Way and ain't nothing changed, man. It's like property, man.
Yeah.
That sucks. You know?
It does. It definitely does. It's different.
But you grew up there and you driving down the same streets and all the same businesses are still there and nothing changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's, it just brings back memories. Southside's tight. Southside's tight. It's comfortable for me.
For you? Yeah, not me.
He said, not me.
I just like to make the joke, bro, because
I was out there last night getting tacos, bro. Like 1 o'clock.
Really? Yeah. No, it's just because I make the joke, bro, because I was born and raised in fucking Stockton, or not born and raised, but I was born in LA, but about 4 years old, I was living in Stockton, and I've been living on North Side, right here in Spanos all day.
Right. You said I've been in Spanos the whole time.
Yeah, I was in Spanos the whole time. Yeah. So you gotta think, it took me a while to get out there, and by the time I'm like, so you know what I mean? Now, I know my way around now and stuff, but it took me a while till I was older, because especially as like a sheltered kid, so I was I'm always interested in that too, because the thing is, I was actually even more in depth with like East LA hood, because that's where my grandma is. I feel way more, but the thing is because I know certain people's houses. When I go to Southside, I feel like I know nobody, and I'm just like, this is a whole new world, bro. Like this is a different Aladdin song.
Yep. And like shit, and it's like probably the same shit. You know how many people come to my podcast, bro, that like, just get booked or whatever, bro, and they come and then they feel like they get set up, bro. They come to the spot and like, this is kind of shady.
Yeah.
Then they walk to the back and be like, okay, no, this is real shady. We just got set up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's crazy. And then they walk into the, I call it like the Harry Potter shack. The Harry Potter, the tents.
Yeah.
It was hella small. They walked inside and it was like,
hey, that's a good ass way. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. What is that? I can't do it.
You a Harry Potter fan or what?
Bro, fucking, where's my shit? There's a snow globe, right? Damn, I wish I would have just grabbed it. It would have looked a lot. Oh, my Starbucks cups in front of it.
Oh, yeah.
Team Voldemort, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually a Hufflepuff. I took the test. I'm a Hufflepuff. Yeah, I'm a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
But still Team Voldy over here,
so
bro.
I took my family one time to, not one time, we had season passes to,
Universal Studios.
Universal Studios.
Yeah,
right?
I've been there. I've seen it. I've been to
we
Florida.
bought all the wands. Like,
oh, really?
Like 7 of them, bro.
Yeah,
they were like $200 a piece, bro.
They're expensive, bro. I saw, but they were some dope shit as far as quality. You could tell, like, for real, it was like a $60, $70 wand. But since you were there at the place, they knew they could get you. Because I was like, bro, I almost bought that shit too. I was just like,
we all got one. I got
really?
the Baltimore one.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta hold it like this, and you can go to different windows and make shit happen. The kids love that shit.
I wanted to do it so bad, but the line was long and it was super expensive. I was just like,
but to me, like, this is how I think, right? Because every time I go somewhere, I want to figure out how shit works, bro. Whether it's a fucking ride or it's shit like that. Hell, bro, what? You did that off of a what right now?
Something that jipped me on Instagram.
All right, I'm gonna take that challenge next time.
Well, my whole thing, I was talking to Zach, I was like, my whole thing ever since I figured out.
Them off everything.
I go, my whole thing is I could do it off anything. It's that you don't want it to break. If you don't want it to break, I can do it, because the thing is, I can do it on shit that will break. Yeah. My beer will be open.
Bro, I've done it on a fucking water bottle that's fucking 60% recyclable. Like you can
yeah. All I need is some type of leverage.
I can do it on anything.
Anything, for real, practically. It's just I might fuck up whatever I'm using.
What are you sipping on?
The Stella.
Stella's, Modelo's. Shit, man.
It's Modelo time. We don't want coronavirus. Right. But anyway, so, bro, here's one thing I want just to get. Let's get some of your. I'm changing up my programming on this. Name. If you were on an island stuck, right, and you could have 5 projects,
Right.
what would they be? That's usually what I ask.
Right.
Or we could do the hater way. We're 5 artists or albums you would never put on your goddamn. You're like, I don't know what I would bring. I know for a fact Soulja Boy ain't coming with me.
Oh, come on the album, you said.
Yeah, albums. Yeah, I would go albums or like projects.
Okay, one more time. What was the question?
If you're like stuck on an island, you can only listen to, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. All right, I'm gonna.
Oh no, not an island, but my bad. Okay, no, this was a whole thing. Okay,
redo the question.
If you're gonna throw your own show, your own concert, like 50,000 people, you know what I mean, like a stadium. You know what I mean?
Who's the audience?
It's whatever audience you think that's gonna come to your show, or that
all stoners.
Well, yeah, we could do.
Be stoners though.
Or you could be setting it up because, like, say, like you don't. It's how you want to create it. It's however you want it to be. So I never no one's asked me that. So you kind of got me like, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay, just think of like 3 acts. 3 acts you would have for that show usually.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you could be one of the acts as well if you would like.
I would probably bring.
Oh, Dead or Alive too, by the way. They could be Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive. The Harmon Warhol and Dialect, the Black Bandana.
Oh, you
for sure.
Okay, so in our set too, it would be like me if we're gonna do that shit on this big of plan or whatever.
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, bro, if I'm
we're bringing Yuck Nasty. We're bringing Yuck Nasty out here. We're bringing hella people. You're gonna have a little bit of EDM with this nigga. Like we're like, bro, play EDM for 10 minutes. Right. Black Bandana ain't long enough, nigga.
Yeah. But so this is what I'm thinking. You said we got 50,000 people watching. I'm gonna put my people on first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So you'll do like I'm
gonna bring y'all on. I'm gonna bring on fucking my people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so for the first hour,
right.
For the first hour, it would be like some Stockton people. Stockton people. Okay, we'll just encapsulate it like that.
I'm not leaving us out of that shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. And then 2 more acts. Do 2 more acts.
Okay,
but for your first hour, your first act, you did a bunch of like Stockton people. Willie, oh shit.
Willie Nelson out there.
Okay.
And performing with Burner, featuring Burner and Willie Nelson. That's still one act.
Okay, this nigga's good. okay. Right? Go ahead and then cap it off. That's a cool ass set though. Yeah. What's like a Willie Nelson song that's like your favorite?
Bro, I don't even listen to Willie Nelson like that, man.
It's what he represents.
It's what he represents.
Yeah.
And if you do listen to his music, you ain't even gotta know the songs or shit. It'll put you into
No, I fuck with him. No, I've listened to his music. He's a good
I know what it is when it comes on. I'm like, yo, that's Willie Nelson.
He got a certain way to his style.
Yep. So that's number 2, right? And then we're gonna top it off. We're gonna have to end it with like y'all gonna have to leave it in the comments. Tell me what we should leave.
Come on, bro. I'm gonna say if you got a burner Willie Nelson, you gotta cap it off with some crazy smoking shit.
All right. Snoop and it'd have to end with like
Snoop and Wiz Khalifa.
Snoop, Wiz Khalifa featuring fucking Bob Marley.
Oh shit, that'd be big.
Like,
that'd be crazy. Like they do their like
top off.
They like Snoop and Wiz do like their hits, and they do Will and Dev go to high school, and at the end they just bring out Bob Marley, and they're on stage with Bob Marley.
See, I'm old school like that, bro. I'm not a fan of this like new. So I mean, if these new cats, they really gotta like have something to impress me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Stockton got a lot of talent, man.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like
I would go up. I would put Stockton against Oakland or the Valley or anybody.
For sure.
I'm not saying like a diss thing. Like we work together. A lot of us work together and do shit. I'm just saying like. I'm feeling confident. Yeah, I'm feeling very confident as far as content being put out. It's just like, nigga, with San Francisco with them. I mean, I know they still got like niggas in the mainstream doing this shit, but like niggas is coming up out here in the valley, bro. For sure, bro. And people know that shit, bro. Like, so I like that.
They putting on out here.
Oh yeah, bro. It's coming up. There's gonna start being a bunch of little like.
It's over.
Yeah, bro. It slowed some niggas down, but some niggas even got bigger off that shit, but. How did COVID and that shit affect you?
I capitalized on it.
Capitalized? Yeah.
That's when we started the Smokers Lounge.
Yeah, you was it?
Saying? Yeah, like
I thought you did it before a little bit.
When we first started, it was. That's when we didn't know what the fuck was going on still as far as like where I was headed with it. You know what I mean? Like I knew that I wanted to get paid for smoking weed. I was like, okay, let's start a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And then when I started the podcast, I was like, all right, well, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna go to the dispensaries. I'm gonna buy the weed. We're gonna sit right here. We're gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? And
yeah. You're trying to create.
We did like 2 or 3 of those. I was like, yo, this could get expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I was supposed to be
Yeah.
Shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, we're gonna have to switch this game up.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, you know, let me start fucking interviewing dispensaries and you know what I mean? And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it for the city. Like, and let's fucking anybody who's doing anything out here that's fucking like really about their program. I was like, this is gonna be a spot for them. Like, they can come, they can sit down and talk to them, and we gonna smoke.
Yeah, but you've been even having people outside the city. You know what I mean?
Well, because because shit, it's all about growth, man. Like, and you know, when you start reaching out to people, you start fucking, you know, you be in the shower, you be doing shit, you be like, oh, you know, what if you do this? What if I fucking reach out to this and shit, so and shit, man. And all it is about reaching out. We had Boaz, we had fucking man, I can't even
actors, politicians,
whatever, all kinds of shit in there, man. And it's because I've understand and figured out that nobody's doing what we're doing out here, bro. Me and you. You know, like, these are the only platforms where people can voice their opinion. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even say there's not as many as people doing it. It's like people aren't doing as much consistency.
Right.
I see so many starter projects and you know what I mean?
Yep.
And people just stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you're very consistent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figured this is what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I put my 100 into it already. Bro, we already got the LLC. You know what I mean? For a studio, so we can start letting other people do this stuff.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? So, because this is never all about me, bro.
I'm more shocked that I don't see more podcasts out. Obviously, I don't just go out there and do it, but I'm way more shocked that people just.
Well, because it's still new.
Yeah,
you know
is it? How new is it? Like, Joe Rogan's been podcasting for 10 years.
Right. No, I know. He's been podcasting for 10 years and shit, bro, but
it just started.
Everybody else has.
I think the last 2-3 years, people know what a podcast. People know what a podcast is.
Yeah, now everybody's knowing what a podcast is.
Yeah,
bro.
I guess now people are just figuring out. Maybe I could do a podcast.
Now everybody wants to do a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, and eventually that's where it's all gonna be at.
It's so crazy. I want to do like same thing with you thinking. Like, I want to do like skits to start it off. You know what I mean? Certain things like that. But when I started doing it, kind of what I want to do. Hopefully.
You're good at those, by the way.
What?
Those
skits and stuff? Yeah, thanks. But also, when I started doing the podcast, I would get B-stock footage. So while we're talking, I would incorporate B-stock footage that was something familiar that you were talking about into the podcast. And I'm going to do that a little bit here. I mean, we're talking kind of a bit, and I only have a few clips that she ever gave me and that I never made promo for, because when I'm sitting there doing it, I'm like, what are we going to, like, I don't have an idea.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, what is, just get a clip? Well, we already just did that from our phone. You know what I mean? I think it'll be better now just to, because I think I got like 3 times I went to your podcast.
Oh yeah, you're there. Like, and every time it's been growth.
Yeah, that's what I love about Family Guy. Yeah, don't try me. Yeah, I'm so hypnotizing. Yeah, lows come great and conniving. Yeah, I'm arriving. Yo, lows, come at, get it one time, man.
In the deep dark, when the heat sparks, the smell of blood and grease sharks, we eat hearts then die again. Flipping again to divide it in the constant state, the side effects with the constant state my mind is in. I'm wreaking havoc, chainsaws and automatics, venomous rapping when I'm cracking, putting hollow points in traffic. It's unreliable and it's undeniable that the hunger that I feel inside is unsatisfiable. Contamination in my brain, I'm slowly losing focus, fucking with ecstasy and Mary Jane. I hate to be insane, so I smother it, waiting for some other shit. But now I'm on some other shit. You wanna meet the devil with the killer, face the level with the killer. I tear this fucking city up, Cuthley on Godzilla, the infamous Mac Miller, a young caterpillar, a no supply of heat for this mad bitch killer, a psychotic, erotic, hypnotic, demonic. Woo!
Yeah. Cause that's
Freestyle Friday.
Was that 4 bars? That was only 4 bars?
Yeah.
Check it. In the dark, that's when it starts. Evil grins and angry hearts. Hold him down, get that nigga. Bust him round, shoot that nigga. Wait, don't kill her, strip that nigga. Then let the mini-mac bring that nigga. Pull his head and went through his liver and just drag his body down to the river. In the dark, that's when it starts. Evil grins and angry hearts. Hold him down, get that nigga. Bust him round, shoot that nigga. Wait, don't kill her, strip that nigga. Then let the mini-mac rip that nigga.
At after destruction, domination like Thanos. Pockets got swollen like your baby mama's ankles. Making money moves more than Sopranos. Hitting hits heavy like 5 panels. I spike my entire life with Jack Daniels, but I'm like Mike, focus in the finals. I'm more hip hop than the static pop heard on vinyl. Ow, let the smack down on your candy ass. Shut your pie hole. Contemplate blowing your brains out. I might though, just to show you how to open up your mind. How insightful. Last bars weren't a typo. I bet ASAP Ferg think I'm a psycho. Bottom feels like Travis Scott up at the night show. Circuit about to go off. Kaboom! Nitro, this is for my crazy crooks and crazy disciples. Got enough verses to fill up the Bible. Naked, unafraid, and ready for survival. One like God is the birthright to Michael. If I had a dime for every time a nigga said I never met a nigga like you, it would tower to the Eiffel.
It's crazy how I smoke this weed, but I smoke this
Nigga,
weed.
Los fucking provokes me, nigga. I'm like, I ain't coming here. I got powers too, nigga. We all superheroes, alright, nigga.
Let's switch the beat up.
Yeah, that's what I love about seeing you, because it's not even even if it's not even physically with the equipment and things, even just how you're podcasting and what you're asking. Like, you're a very good interviewer, bro. You're you're very engaging. You actually ask like with other people that I see you with and everything. Like, you know what I mean. You know how to keep a program moving. You know what I mean. You come in with some hitters at the beginning.
Hell yeah, you see, you come with some, and we do it live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's no fucking cutting. There's no, once that shit's on, it's on. You know? And I was doing a lot of the whole editing and all that shit, bro. It take hella time. It's a lot of stress.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand, bro. Like, the stress on it, bro. Like,
yeah.
You know, when fucking you get two or three different, shit, and sound's not happening on one of them, or the video's not happening right, bro, or some crazy ass shit. And then you gotta figure it all out. But when you go live, you can just eliminate all that. But if you fuck up, you fuck up. Harmon Warhol on the building. I appreciate you having me in here, brother.
I appreciate you, bro.
You're on your game. You have a really, really nice setup in here, by the way, bro.
It's decent, bro. I mean, there's definitely needs to be more mics and more better cameras so I can have my phone on me. You know what I mean? If I spent like a good, like, I would say maybe even less than $600, $500, maybe even $400. Like, really, what I need is a new interface. And like, the thing is, because I do music too, then I try to be like, oh, I can't just get one for podcasts. I gotta figure, you know what I mean? That's like, I need to sit down and figure that out to actually get the real pricing to see what it is.
If you're gonna do podcasting, dude, I would say go with the Rodecaster with what I got. Mm-hmm. Cause I
need another interface, and then
the interfaces ain't much, bro.
No, and they go a long way. But the thing is, then I need another couple mic stands or something.
Yep.
I need at least one more mic.
Yep.
So I'm thinking of like, I don't know, like, should I just get a baller ass mic to record vocals for music too, and then just use this one for the podcast and that one, use those two, or should I get like a podcasting mic?
Right.
You know what I mean?
The ones I got.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I want to get one of those too. I like the quality of those, but at the same time, like I said, I do music too. So so I'm like, you see this? It's time to upgrade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yep. You know what I mean?
No, you don't, dude. You're doing amazing.
Yeah,
this shit's looking good.
Yeah, because some people just use the phone, and the thing is, like, all this shit is just bells and extra whistles. Really, it's really
You really don't even need all this.
You really don't. It's really just for your comfort to recording and like being cool with it.
People feel comfortable.
Yeah, and exactly, and make it seem like it's more worth it. But like, honestly, the best podcasts are just the content, what you're talking and everything. Yep. As long as there's not too much interference.
Bro, I've seen videos, bro, where it's just done on the fucking a flip phone, damn near, bro, because the quality's not good, dude, and shit's like 3-something million views and shit, bro. Like, and I was like, you just went up to this dude and talked to him and shit. Like, it's
literally one of my biggest podcasts was like 300 something views, right? And all I had was my I didn't even bring my computer. All I had was my camera with no mic, just that camera. Got the most views out of all of it, and I was doing it in the studio at one time. You know what I'm saying? And so like, it's just like,
I spend a lot of time.
I'm like, damn, the studios ones were like 34. Like, that shit don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? I had a banner.
Before I was doing this, actually, like, I ended up like, linking in with Darkroom it's a old record label back in the days, man. I'm talking about 98, 99. You know what I mean? That's when I started like getting into the entertainment business and shit. And then me and my boys, we fucking created a group called NCP. And you know, we went on tour, bro. We ended up signing with fucking a label. We went on tour, bro. And this was before we had phones and fucking anything. Even if there was no flip phones. If you wanted to record something, you came out there with a big ass fucking VHS fucking recorder on, you know what I mean, on your shoulders and shit, bro. But we'd pull up to different cities, bro, and we'd pull up and there'd be and when we go to sign autographs and it would be to different record like Tower Records, like C4 Records, little record stores
to promote and shit.
To promote shit. But when we get there, there'd be a line of people already.
Really?
That's already listened to our shit, bro, and it was a trip.
Damn.
So now, like, the internet is here, bro, and it's, like, easy for everybody that got talent, man, to, like, get out there and do the shit.
What was when you were growing up? Like, so, like, what was your life growing up? Like, you were just trying to rap and shit?
Nah.
You just get into a lot of things, a lot of different things?
Actually, it wasn't...
Because I feel like just talking to you, you probably just lived a bunch of different lives to be the person you are today. Am I right at all?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Because like I grew up on the South Side, right? Yeah. And all my family, my brothers and sisters, we got all split up because of violence. You know what I mean? Like, in our family and stuff, mom and dad violence, you know, type of stuff. My dad like basically murdered my mom. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
He beat her with a 2x4, paralyzed her. She was like a vegetable for like hella years, and that's happened when I was 2, so I didn't get to know her. So we all got split up through the systems and like through different families and stuff. You know what I mean? Shit. So it wasn't even about that. It was survival. You know what I mean? Like we was on survival shit, type shit, bro. Like I'm supposed to be a statistic. You know what I mean? Like. You know, and you know, I got brothers who's committed suicide, brothers who's been locked up for 30 years at a time. Fucking, you know, everybody's dead in my family, bro. Like everybody from moms, dads to everybody. There's no blanket, there's no comfort, there's no safety net, there's nothing to fall on.
No springboard either.
None of that, bro.
Let alone something to catch you, but you had nothing to put you up.
Yeah, none of that, bro. So, you know, I've always had to, you know, take charge of my own shit, dude, and it's been like that since I was like 12. I've been working in restaurants at 12 years old in San Jose, remodeling them and shit, dude. Like fucking learning how to do wires and fucking tile and fucking breaking down shit and everything. Welding, TIG welding, and like the little fucking brass pipes, bro, like the little fucking torches and the you know, all that shit. All the little shit, bro, you know.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, but a master of none. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I live by that.
Hell yeah. You know, did all that shit, bro. Never even graduated high school. You know what I'm saying? All that, you know. So it wasn't even about that. That was more of an escape for me. You know what I mean? To where I can go and like escape my reality. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that ended up getting crazy and shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know
so that's what I was gonna ask. So then that goes on to that. So you're probably going through all this stuff in your life and everything. What was the time when you started doing music and you said you were getting a group together?
Yeah, we did all that.
How old were you then?
So at that time I was like 18.
Okay, so just getting out of high school. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so like,
I never even graduated high school.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly.
I got to sophomore, bro.
Sophomore, okay.
And, you know,
you said fuck it.
No, it wasn't fuck it. It was just that I had to move from where I was at, and I couldn't even attend school no more.
Yeah. So where you were working, or you?
I ended up, you know, at 18. No, I moved to Modesto from Stockton.
Yeah.
Right, and then I ended up moving with my aunt. She gave me a place to live, and then fucking she gave me a job. I was working at a supermarket out there.
Okay.
And then that's where I ended up meeting my wife and stuff.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Cool.
But fucking that shit was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. That was crazy times too, man. Like every part of my life has been fucking crazy.
Yeah, going up and down. So then 18 you signed, then you're doing that shit.
Right.
So that's what now that's picking up. You're like, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
This is my purpose now. Okay, go.
Get my girl pregnant.
Right? I'm like, congratulations, but it's just like, I'm like, okay, what's next? You're like, got my girlfriend.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
and this is the thing, right? So I was like, okay, there's now there's this fork in the road, bro. It's like, what am I gonna do, right? Because we're going on tour, we're doing all this shit. It's like, okay, and I refuse to be like my dad. I'm gonna be there for my kids. You know what I mean, and all that shit, bro. So I was like, you know what? I let the whole music shit go. You know, and I was caught up on dope at the same time, bro. Like at that point, you know, to where I started fucking smoking crystal meth.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying, bro? And it was real bad. And then I ended up getting arrested one time, going to jail, had hella pounds of weed and shit. You know what I mean? Like
wilding, bro.
Wilding,
and
bro.
not knowing better. You know what I mean? Is that what it was? Like you knew better and didn't give a fuck, or were you just not even aware of how crazy you were really living?
I wasn't really. I don't think that I realized that was crazy. Because my life was already fucking. No, that's this was normal.
Yeah, see,
this is normality, bro.
Me, I was just unaware. I was so unaware. Like once, like at first, because I was that kid growing up. Like when I was like seeing kids with like new. I'm like, all right, bro. My parents have money, not a whole bunch, but they're able to provide for me. And I'm like, nigga, no offense. I know your mom. You're raised by a single mom,
right?
Who's a nurse, and she got 4 kids. My parents got 2 kids, and I already know how. In my mind, in high school, figuring out why do you have all this new Jordan shit on? You know what I mean? Oh, bro, I hustle, I grind, and I'm like, I'm thinking they're like, they said they work their job. Then you realize what minimum wage. I'm like, when I grow up. Oh, they were selling drugs.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was that guy who had no idea.
Yeah.
Then you grow up hanging out with them, and then you're like, man, this is a crazy. And you're like, oh, I'm in a trap house. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was that guy. And so I didn't know. So that's why
I ended up in the trap house as well, man. Like when I ended up moving to Modesto, I ended up getting caught up on fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Actually, crazy ass story, dude. This was with the guy on the internet talking about Jesus Christ. Shout out to my cousin Mike Servin out there, man. He's out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he really changed his life. And he's the one screaming Jesus Christ. He patented the word Jesus Christ because he figured that people was only worshiping it. And he patented it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
All he says is Jesus Christ and gets paid for it now. It's like, it's true. Shout out to you, Mike.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just that Jesus guy. Christ. Yep. Shout out to him, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. But no, we used to live with that man. And back in the days, man, running trap house type shit, because it was bad, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Okay, so then you just stopped. So you just stopped rapping or whatever?
Yeah. No. Well, I went to jail, man. I ended up fucking. I was still doing my music and shit, bro. Like lightweight. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing the tours no more. I was at home. I was, you know. And then my girl was pregnant. So I got a roofing job. I'm out here roofing, and I fucking find opportunity. I'm like, okay. So I started going to roof and seeing what everybody needed. So I'd fucking go home, I'd get everything, I'd fucking take all my lunch out my bag, I'd put all the weed in there, everything's bagged up for everybody that needed shit. So I'd go to work every day and I'd serve everybody.
Yeah.
So one day on my way to work, dude, I had just got me a brand new Lancer, bro, fresh off the lot. I had 7 miles on it. And so I'm driving this shit, dude, I'm going to work and I get pulled over because I have an air freshener hanging from my rearview mirror. And it was like bring your daughter to work day. So the cop was just making like simple stops. You know what I mean? He had his little fucking daughter with him and shit, dude.
Why can't you have an air freshener?
Because it blocks your view. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's crazy, dude.
That was a lie?
Yeah. So boom, he pulls me over, dude. And I roll down the window, dude. Smoke just barrels out the fucking shit.
And his daughter's with him?
Yeah, and she's in the fucking cop car still.
Yeah.
You know, just bring your daughter to work.
What the
He's just trying to make the simplest fucking stop sign. Like, he's not trying. It's crazy.
Hey, baby girl, let me show you what racism is. Like, what the fuck, bro? Air freshener? Which, I mean, you're smoking and shit, but whatever.
Yeah,
but go ahead. Go ahead. This is a different time and place also.
Yep. So fucking at the time, the swishers, bro, they came in a box of 50 and they was all rolled up already, bro. Like I was smoking. And so boom, he fucking pulls me out the car, he fucking, you know, checks all my shit, pops the trunk, finds all the weed. And then he was like, yeah. And then so I'm like, fuck, this is it. Cause back then you're going to jail for weed, bro.
Oh yeah.
And then so my boss pulls up on him and he's this fucking big fucking redneck fucking dude, and he gets
So he
out.
saw your car and saw you.
Yep.
Like, oh, let me see what's
Yep,
popping.
so he told the cop, he got out the car and got in the cop's face. He's like, he's fucking late for work. What the fuck is he doing in the back of your car? You know what I
really?
mean? He's like one of those guys. You know, and the cop showed him everything.
And he's a white dude, redneck?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
So I went
Every
to
time
jail.
I talk to, I tell white people about times I got pulled over, like certain situations. Not every time, but the few bad times where I was like, yo, this dude had an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I tell them, the white people tell the story to, I would have took his fucking badge number or da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna.
It's not like that.
I'm never gonna do that. I'm like, bro, let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like, whatever I gotta say to you,
Whatever
bro.
I gotta do to breathe.
Yeah. Bro, I'm like, I do never feel that way. Every time like this nigga comes up trying to yell at me or some shit, but go ahead. Like,
So I went to jail, right? So I'm doing jail time for some weed.
Yeah.
So I'm in there, dude, and I'm fucking, you know, and I meet a bunch of my homies and shit, man. It's like, oh, we'll hook you up with the job where you can smoke every day. Cause I smoke. It's like, you know, so I've been doing this smoke thing, bro, forever.
hold up. It's making me laugh. So your boss is yelling at the cop outside the car, right? You're in the car with this dude's daughter.
Yes, bro. Yes.
So you're like this. So how old are you?
Well, there's a case. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
So he comes and he pulls her out the car and he's with her at this point.
Okay.
You know.
I was just gonna say that's hilarious.
Yeah, no, he pulls her out, dude. After he figures out what's going on and shit.
That's hilarious.
I was like, fuck. So I'm doing jail time, man. So I'm in jail. And so my boy hooks me up with this job at the reservoir where we go pick up trash because his uncle's a fucking security guard there, like a guard. And so fucking every day somebody comes and drops weed off to us, like so we can smoke.
Yeah.
You know? And so this is my job. I'm here, bro. You know? And so one day I wake up late and I go and fucking the guard's like, we need one more for the reservoir. And I'm walking in there, I'm buttoning up my shit. I'm like, I'm right here. He was like, oh, yep, that's him. And he sends me.
Yeah.
And he never writes my name on the fucking work schedule, you stupid motherfucker. Right?
Yeah.
So while I'm at work smoking, they do a bunk check.
Yeah,
right?
you see, and you're
so,
like,
and I'm not in my bunk and I'm not on the work schedule, so they was like,
oh, this nigga,
he escaped.
Yeah.
And
you're like, I'm right here.
Yeah, right. And so the same day that this happened, same dude, his name is my name is Carlos Joseph. My middle name is Joseph.
Yeah.
So this dude, his name was Carlos Joseph.
Yeah.
And he escaped that day, and he stole a cop car and went on a high-speed chase and got away.
What the fuck?
And so I get back from fucking work, bro, and everybody was like, yo, you escaped? I was like, nah, what the fuck you talking about? They was like, yeah, they came in here, did a bed check, you wasn't in here, right?
Yeah.
All this shit.
That is.
And I thought they was playing, bro.
Yeah,
And the next bed check, when I was in bed, he looked at his shit, he looked at me, looked at his shit, came back, they hit me up, bro.
Yeah.
And this time they wasn't as nice, bro. They was like, boom,
Yeah.
you know, then they rebooked me, took me to the county, bro, and they was like, you're the dumbest criminal we ever seen to escape and come back.
And I'm like, I never.
I didn't even understand what was going on, bro.
And like, how long till they figured it out?
So,
Until they caught
they caught the dude.
Yeah, and they're like, they're all both look. You guys are like the Spider-Man meme. Look at.
No, I wish that's what it was like.
You guys didn't even look nothing alike.
No,
either?
this is what they said. They was like, yeah, but you're already fucked. They already charged you with it. They was like, so you're gonna have to fight it, right? And so at this time, my kid was gonna be born in 2 months. Right.
Yeah.
So they was like, look, they was like, cause now they got me on lockdown 24 hours a day. Can't do shit. I'm a fucking red flag. I'm escaping and shooting shit up. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck, man. So I ended up having to take the because they was like, look, you can take no contest and we can give you the charges and you'll be out to see your daughter be born, or you can fight this shit. You can
But you're gonna be in
for
the
a couple
system,
years.
because you're gonna be in the system till
I'm
it
like,
gets
man, I want to be out to see my daughter be born, bro.
What?
You know what I'm saying? So I took so I had escape charges on my shit.
But you were gonna fight it later, though. Is what
Nah, never did. I mean, that's what it was, dude. To get out to see my daughter be born, bro. And ever since then, man, I've been on that. I let all that shit go. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but they let you out and shit.
Yeah, no, they didn't let me out. I finished my time for the first fucking weed incident incident that
Yeah.
But I made it out to see my daughter.
How long were you locked? We're supposed to be locked up for?
Well, fucking for the weed, it was like nothing crazy. Dude, it was like 6 months.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I could sleep that.
Yeah. 6 months. I always say once you get past a year, then it's like starting to think.
He's like fucked up.
You start thinking about shit. And I just feel like after a year to survive and get through it, there's gonna probably be one thing you're doing in there, so you can keep the peace. So you could either just survive or I'm sure it's even. I'm saying it's even shorter than that.
Yeah.
I mean, then you have to make a decision. You got to remember what I'm saying is I'm coming from a place of my parents were both peace officers, even though it's in the CYA. Right. It's still kids, but there's actually it's that 18 to 25 mark where niggas is trying to figure out their cases or settle things or whatever. That's where my dad ran, and I'm like, there's some real shit going on. He tells me a story. I get where like a criminal, like not criminal, but I locked up because my dad told me also, my hardest part is not the wards.
Right.
It's actually the people I'm working with. That's the hardest part of my job most of the time. It's really actually, if you're
cool. They got time to think all day.
Bro, they live here. He goes, I respect that. Yeah, this is their house. Yep. He goes, I respect that. He goes, now I run their house, but I respect that this is their, like, I get to go home. Yeah. He always said that. But some of these niggas, like, they don't, those guards and stuff. But anyway, like, when you're talking about shit, I just think after hearing them for so long and everything, I feel like after a year. I don't think you could last a whole year with your hands not getting dirty.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Because someone's gonna come up to you and make you do something, or you're gonna have to do something.
Let me tell you how I survived. I'm not talking about like that type of shit, right? Let me tell you on what I did to like make my hustle happen in there, right?
Yeah.
So when they put me on lockdown, like 24, and like they put me in 12-man cells, and they thought I was funny. So they put me into a 12-man cells full of all black people, right? And the whole kid was black.
Okay.
And the thing is, there was a war with blacks and Mexicans.
Yeah, I already know that. Mexican got on boots.
Right? And so what happened was there was a Mexican that hit a fucking black with the sock in the lock. So there was a war.
So on GP, you just...
No, they put me up there thinking it was funny and shit.
Thinking you could get jumped or some shit.
Right, and it was happening and shit, but fucking, they ended up getting hella respect for me, bro. Like, I gained my respect in there. Like, I wasn't going nowhere, bro. We can do this every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
it became so dope to where, I created a whole fucking system. I scraped paint off the wall, right? And I formed dice out of the fucking paints that I scraped. Mm-hmm. And I got a pencil and I made dice out of them, bro. And like, you can let them. We was in there shooting for soups, dude. And I was selling dice to other tiers and shit. They was like, this motherfucker's on his shit. He knows what he's doing. And on our lockdown shit, there was no cigarettes. You can't smoke.
Okay.
So I convinced everybody to give me their lettuce, bro. Right? And I was like, I got you guys. So they was like, what do you mean? I was like, look, when they come back with their lunch, I was like, take your lettuce. Everybody say your lettuce. And so everybody was like, shoot me the lettuce to myself. And I put my sheet out just like this, like your blanket here. And I had a pile of lettuce on it, dude. And I took the sheet and I fucking rolled it up and I fucking took the lettuce and I just beat it on the ground till all the juice came out. Right? And then I fucking took all that lettuce. I took the vent off, bro. I put the lettuce in the vent, and like that air was hitting it, bro, and it dried. And it was like, it looked like fucking really green weed, dude. It was crazy. And so the toilet paper, I took the toilet paper wrapping that comes on the single roll, and I made zigzags out of those, right? And the toothpaste they give you is mint. So that's what I used to like fucking seal the fucking. So I was rolling these fucking joints and I was sealing them, bro, and it tastes like Newport.
That's what I was about to say. You made a Newport cigarette.
Yeah, and I was in there selling them, bro.
Y'all was smoking toothpaste, lettuce.
You have no idea, bro.
What?
We were on lockdown for 24 hours a day, bro. Like
that's surprising,
money.
But I've never heard that one. Because when I'm like, does this as you tell me the story, I'm like, bro, these niggas about to smoke Newports, nigga?
Yes, we are. Yeah. That was the Newport in there, bro.
Yeah.
And so I was a man when it came to that, like the making the cigarettes and shit, bro. Had that shit on lock, selling the dice so other people can make their money so they can buy the Newports off of me. You know what I mean?
So that's just coming in, like, yeah.
And then,
all I did was make it simple for you, so you could get one person to get all the money.
This is what happens
so
when you put me in a cell with nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You give me something to wipe my ass with and some food, bro. Watch what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I did that, bro, and then so like they started letting us out for an hour every day, like recreational. You could use the phones. And so I figured out this phone trick. It's a phone hack to where you can make collect calls and shit, right?
Yeah,
but when you go to the collect call, like when it says to put in the credit card information, you put in the phone number that you're calling, right? You have to put 1209, the phone that you're calling. That is a fucking number, bro. Like that's the same amount of numbers as it is for a fucking credit card.
Yeah.
And so what happens is if you press the numbers like softly, just softly enough to where you're not pressing too hard, like the phone don't know what fucking number you pressed, right? So and when you do these all in the order that you're supposed to do them in, your calls going for free, bro, like everywhere. And I was fucking sitting there, I was selling phones to fucking China, to fucking Chicago. People was fucking calling their lawyers. And then fucking they figured out like something was going on with the phone, so they shut the whole phone shit. AT&T was there, and fucking we was still making phone calls. Like they was tripping. They didn't know what the fuck was going on, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's some.
That's why when I said like nigga, I live here. You don't live here.
Yeah.
King Kong ain't got shit. Like you know what I mean?
Always figure the shit out.
Yeah, bro. They're gonna. There's a will. There's a way. It don't matter.
And that's what this podcast thing, bro. Like when I started this podcast thing, bro, I'm old school. Like I said, 39 years old, right?
Yeah.
Real talk. I didn't even know how to send out an email.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like when I had my first shit, dude, I didn't know how to send out an email.
You're on the computer. Hey, babe. How I put a stamp on the email to send it?
I used to have her do it for me, bro. I don't know.
How many stamps I need to put on this email, man?
Yeah, man. For real, like shit. PDF. What the fuck is a PDF?
I'm sorry.
You know?
PDF.
Like, nah, for real.
What up, JPEG, motherfucker?
Shit. But now I'm starting to understand.
That's tight, though. But you're good, bro. Like, I mean, you don't need much.
I'm putting it all into it.
Yeah, for sure, bro. What's a plan in the future? Like, what's your end? I mean, you're coming up with a studio. Like, what's things to like?
So that's gonna be home base, right? But I want to go on tour.
Okay.
We're gonna take the Smokers
You want
Lounge
to do
on tour.
live? You want to do live
on tour?
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking set up a tour date, bro, and
have motherfuckers pop out.
Yeah, have motherfuckers pop out, bro. If we can get to a fucking good enough following, we'll pull up to like arenas and fucking sell out arenas and fucking do live podcasts.
And that might even change. Like live podcasts are big. You know the show Your Mom's House?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
With Tom Segura and shit? And that's actually one of the biggest ones too. And
Gilly the Kid and fucking $1 million worth of game. And them motherfuckers, bro, they're doing that right now.
Yeah, bro.
And I've already thought about it. I was like, man, this is the way to go.
Yeah, but
podcasting, bro, in the future, this is going to be the shit.
It's gonna be a show. But that's what I was gonna ask you is with just seeing how they're doing like live shows. It changes like the dynamic of your show now. Instead of just interviewing, now it's like, hey, I might have a musical artist come.
Yep.
I might, you know, what I mean, I'm whatever.
The biggest aspect that it changes, bro, is that you're interacting with your audience.
Yes, and
your audience feels like they're involved, and they are at that point.
Yes,
because they're in the live chat, bro.
But you also want to, especially with you doing it live, you got a better degree of it. I would have less of it. That's the thing is, I get scared of me trying to play to an audience when you're there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then you start getting a little fake or too showman-y. You know what I mean? Because like the best part of it is it right here. This is what's the content. You know?
Absolutely, but you gotta understand, man, that your audience that's following you, they love what you're doing. Everything in my comments, bro, is positive vibes. I've never seen anything negative, bro, or derogatory, bro, or anything like that. You know what I mean? And it's pretty dope. You know, they're always bringing up suggestions to talk about. You know, well, what about this and what about that? You know what I mean? So that's pretty dope. When you're doing a live and you come across a dead space, you can just go through the comments. Oh yeah, Crazy Man said this. You know what I mean? You know,
that's dope, bro.
So you know, it's just a whole different aspect. You know.
Hell yeah.
But it leaves no room for error.
What do you mean?
Not even no room for error, bro. It's like it's just live. You know what I mean? There's no fucking we gotta start this shit again, or I fucked up my fucking intro.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You gotta have to roll with those punches.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I feel like I'm cool live, but I've actually done podcasts too, where at the end of it, like or before, I always let everybody know you could say and do whatever you want, and hey, you go home while I'm editing and shit, and you're like, hey, yo, you know what? Before you put it out, that one thing I said about
I've never like that.
The only thing about that thing about my OnlyFans I brought up.
Right. Grease between my toes. Like,
yeah. You know what I mean? They're like, can you take that out, please? You know, and I don't. I'll take it out. You know what I mean? The only rule is just like, please, before I put it out, Like, you know what I mean? Think of it. Like, you know what I mean? Have that thought before, because I do not want to go back in there and export this motherfucker because of fucking.
Well, I fucking
3 minutes.
I would appreciate it if this wasn't edited. No, I'm just playing. I appreciate you anyway that you fucking bring your game, man, because your game is dope. I like what you're doing. When I first started podcasting, bro, you was the first motherfucker that popped up on my shit. I was like, what? Boom. I was like, oh shit. All right, I'm not the only motherfucker out here. So you was doing your shit before me, bro, and I'm like, I like that. I still follow your lead, brother.
Oh well, yeah. Well, it's kind of going back and forth because like you're inspiring me, like you know what I mean. Because there's definitely been times I wanted to quit or whatever. But I'm like, nah, like you know what I'm saying. Even though I know I'm not, but like to get me back up, boosted, and when I see you keep going and shit, you know what I mean. Either you or Milk and Mike's, those guys.
Yeah, they're funny too.
Yeah, like you guys are the two podcasts at least in Stockton. I mean, I don't even care because I've seen other podcasts. I know certain people they get a couple views. A lot of them stop. They're stagnant. You know what I mean. I know I know I've stopped too, and I get it. You know, I know some people want to do seasons and stuff, but. The thing is, as far as consistency and everything, I'm like, bro, like you got 40 podcasts and it took you 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my 2 years. I could have been like, I almost met my goal when I first did my first year. I almost met my goal of doing 50 podcasts in a year. I was like at 40, whatever. You know what I mean? And then I shot it. I was doing crazy. I think I just burned myself out too fast because I started doing
the editing.
I started doing like 2-3 and I'm editing, and I was doing like I had like 3 interviews done within 2 weeks, and I'm editing all this shit, and I'm like, bro, I don't think people understand like why I'm burnt out or why it's just like it's not even like again like I was telling you before, like even like scheduling or even like getting certain views or all that stuff. It's little things, but it's really just me. I'm just like, bro, do I really want to sit here for 4 hours?
Right.
I don't.
Right.
Not for this.
Not for this.
I'd rather make a song, bro.
I would have rather edit a song. Huh?
Yeah. And it's not just because of what I'm doing, because of the content or the people. It's really just because, like, bro, when you're doing it so much for so long, it's like, yo.
Repetitive.
It's like mundane. It's like, okay, now I don't want to have a negative attitude, especially inviting someone else into it. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm just like sitting here dreading like, oh, the fucking editing work I'm gonna have to do for this fucking shit. You know what I mean?
And that all depends on your fucking guest as well.
Yeah. You know? Well, you're a cool guest, and I was interested. Like some of the stories you already said and everything.
Yeah, they're crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know?
What you wanna? Oh shit! That shit just turned off on time. What do you want to leave the people with, bro?
Make sure you're following Harmon Warhol. Check out Black Bandana with Dialect. You know what I'm saying?
Say something about you.
Make sure you're checking them out. I appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate you having me here, bro. You know what I mean? I'd like to give a shout out to my family, my kids, my wife, the support, my support team, the support system. You can't do without it. You know what I'm saying? All the fans, everybody who's tapped in with me.
Tap.
You know what I mean? I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you too.
You know what I mean? Smokers Lounge.
I hope y'all. I hope y'all got a better sense of los with the host of the most and. Blow.
We out this bitch.
Come through breaking heads. Come through breaking legs. You just gotta keep going, bro.
We're gonna just keep throwing beats out there, huh?
Yo, working this thing. Working this thing. Everybody out there, they got a good heart, we think, for the right. Yo.
Hey, oh. Let me do the chorus. Hey, I said, hey, oh. I said, hey, oh. I said, hey.
Yeah.
I stay making dough, throwing money in the air to the floor. I need to keep
money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip, stacks, 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 money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip, stacks.
Filling them up, let's see how they come out. Watch these beats, they do their things. Best to know you need thick state. I'm rapping like as if no napkin, don't need it. I go and excited, I eat it. I'm telling you exactly what it be meaning when I put that fork, that spoon.
For that spoon.
I go in and just consume.
just consume.
The words coming out this book, many books. Everybody likes the way it's delivered, by the way that it brings you closer day.
I need dough.
Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks. Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks. Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks. Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks.
I got weed roll. I need dough. I need
Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks. Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks. Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks.
Yo, get that.
I need dough. Need that
Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks. Money, dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip
I'm gonna come
stacks.
back in. I'm gonna come in.
Exactly right.
Bro, that shit's dope.
Yeah. I need dough.
Money, dollars, paper, scratch.
My weeds roll.
Dollars, paper, scratch, bread, loot, chip stacks. Nigga, we made a
Bro.
song. We made a song.
When this shit comes out on Spotify, nigga,
Oh yeah, it's out too.
I need
Hey, that shit was.
They can't even